It's 22 minutes past 7. You're listening to BBC Radio Cumbria. It's Richard Corrie with you through until 10 o'clock today.
The sound of Cumbria.
Together we can make a difference. BBC Cumbria.
Now then, what we're talking about now? Well, cycling is where we're heading now, because cycling's a great way to lose weight. Yeah? I've always wanted to lose a bit of weight. But you try and get me on a bike. I mean, come on, it looks ridiculous. I look ridiculous. The bike looks ridiculous. But this is why Tim King from Kirby Lonsdale started riding. And on Sunday, he'll be joining hundreds of cyclists taking part in the popular Fred Whitten Challenge. It's a 112-mile route which takes competitors over some of the Lake District's toughest peaks. I'm exhausted just thinking about it. Tim Kim joins me now on the programme, or to give him his more popular name, Timmy Tracksuit. Morning to you.
Good morning. Hello. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on here. I mean, you're exhausting me already just with the thought of all of this, though. But before we start with, what you're going to be doing, I want to know a bit more about your nickname, please. Timmy Tracksuit. Great nickname, but what's the story behind that?
Well, I'm actually old enough to have parents that lived through the Second World War, and my mum was used to rationing, and bless her, she was always looking for a bargain. And where I grew up in Croydon, there used to be a shop called Orders of Croydon that had a bargain basement. And unfortunately for my adolescent self, she managed to find a rather lovely two-piece red tracksuit. Two pieces, I must say, that were never really supposed to be together. And there was a tight, if you can imagine this, it might be a bit much for some people in the morning, but a tight crop top with a full zip lapel that went right up under my chin, but then some really saggy, baggy bell-bottom trousers. And upon donning this rather fetching sports attire and taking a couple of laps around the school playing field on a Wednesday afternoon games, it wasn't long before all of my friends were chanting, "Timmy Tracksuits! Timmy Tracksuits!" And it sort of stuck, and it still fits me. But if you're curious, please go to my Just Giving charity page, where there are some images of me wearing it in more recent years.
We'll have to have a look. Can't wait for that. Tell us a bit more about how you started cycling and what do you enjoy about it?
Well, the challenge is incredible. I mean, as a kid, I rode a lot with friends, and I used to go on trips, youth hosteling and things like that. But as I got older, I just other things got in the way, children and job, and I just drifted off doing very much exercise at all. But then, as a bit of a shock, I got diagnosed with a couple of long-term, minor in themselves, but long-term health conditions, which I just sort of, the penny dropped really, and I just thought, well, look, if I don't do something about this now, then it's going to catch up on me, and that was going to, have potentially much more serious consequences when I got older. So I started doing some cycling, and I found that very difficult at first. So I started doing some fell running, which I wasn't suited to. My legs didn't like it. And then I got back on the bike, and I did a lot more mountain biking. And then eventually in 2012, I attempted the Fred for the first time, which was on a mountain bike, which certainly was a challenge. But I just got hooked from that point on. I just loved it.
And you've been taking part in the Fred Whitten Challenge for many years, but this will be the first time wearing the 001 jersey. Tell me about the significance of that.
Yes. Well, I have to say I feel blessed to be awarded the one. It's because I raised the most money last year, and you're probably all aware that there was a lot of things disturbed during the COVID crisis, and one of the things for me and a lot of other people was that the Fred Whitten was delayed by over a year, and I was fortunate enough to raise the most when we did it in effect finally in September in 2021. I feel sorry for my sponsors, to be fair. When I say my sponsors, they're just a network of people that I reach out to every year and just say, please, can you help me raise money for these good causes? And unfortunately, it's come round a bit quick this time. But I'm probably more proud of the golden jersey I was awarded in 2018, which there's one of only 5 of those, I believe, and I got that because of my contribution to the event over the years. So this will be I started, as I say, in back in 2012, and I've ridden every Fred Whitten event since.
Well, congratulations with all of that. Good luck with the challenge this weekend. But what do you think is going to be the most challenging part of the Fred Whitten 2022?
Well, I hope it's not like last year, because there was a 4-mile diversion and it was very, very wet. The weather's looking kind. I mean, to be fair, the Fred Whitten Challenge is something you just cannot take. You just cannot take for granted. It's a challenging ride at the best of times, and you know it's a number of dangerous descents and so on. And there's lots of people participating. And you said hundreds, but actually there's more typically about 2,500 riders participating in the Fred. And as people living locally, we should be incredibly proud of it. It's an iconic event in the cycling community, and I think it deserves a lot of credit for that, because it really does show Cumbria and the community as a showcase in the best light.
Well, we wish you all the best with it. Good luck for the weekends. That's Tim King, Timmy Tracksuit from Cumbria Lonsdale. Thank you, and enjoy that ride on Sunday. If you want to find out more about the fundraiser, search for Tim's Fred Whitten Challenge on the Just Giving website. Tim's Fred Whitten Challenge, you'll find that on the Just Giving website.